Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Good morning.
Lots of critters today. Give me a show of hands, how many brought dogs? Lots of dogs. Cats? Yay, cats. Birds? Hamsters.
I have a rat, not a hamster.
Close enough. Iguanas.
Sorry.
Snakes? No snakes. Good. Anyone have an animal that you brought that I haven't mentioned? Right, everyone knows that St. Francis loved animals. We Franciscans sometimes refer to him as Francis of the bird pack. As a young man in his 20s, his love of animals claimed a fierce wolf who was terrorizing the small village of Gubbio. The villagers wanted to kill him, but Francis asked them to allow him time to talk to the starving beast. Francis bargained with both the villagers and the wolf. Here was the deal. If the wolf stopped terrorizing the town, the villagers would feed him daily. Now, the wolf had a slightly different take on it. If he got fed every day, he would stop terrorizing the town. Either way, it worked. Here's a thought. Is St. Francis about more than the bird path? To answer this question, let's go way back to 1182, the year Francis was born. His mother, Pica, came from a minor but noble French family. His father, Pietro, was a very successful cloth merchant. In Pica's 7th month of pregnancy, Pietro decided to put profits ahead of the birth of his firstborn and made one last trip to France before winter set in. As a result, Pietro was in France when his first child, a boy, was born. The baby's Christian name was not Francis. It never legally became Francis. Following the customs of those uncertain times, Pica had her baby baptized a few days after his birth. She named him Giovanni. Does anybody know the English translation of Giovanni?
John.
Yes, John. I like that. The neat thing is that many scholars believe he wasn't named after John the Evangelist. Most think he was named after our own John the Baptist. That works for me. Not so much though for Papa Pietro. When he got home from Assisi, he was anything but happy and insisted that baby Giovanni henceforth be called Francis in honor of the huge profit he had made on that last trip to France. Moving on, Francis' teens years were something that was some have described as frivolous. But an experience of sickness and another of military service gave him pause to reflect on the purpose of his own life. Here's the story. One day, when pondering all of this in the broken down church of San Damiano, he heard Christ saying to him, "Francis, repair my house." Taking the words literally, which he did often in his life, he sold 2 bales of silk from his father's warehouse to give to the priests. But Pietro's wrath was infamous in Assisi, and the priest refused the money. When his father returned from yet another journey to France, he was outraged at his son and his choices. What followed was a public confrontation that culminated in his father both disinheriting and disowning Francis. In response, Francis renounced his father's wealth. He handed him his purse containing the gold the priest refused, took off his expensive clothes, laid them at his father's feet, and walked away, declaring himself wedded to leave poverty. That's not the way the whole things would work out. What he really wanted was to have his son back. But Francis, released into the service of humanity, was lost to him forever. Francis began to live his life for the love of God. He begged for money in the streets of Assisi to rebuild the Church of San Damiano. His devotion attracted many, and in 1210, Pope Innocent III authorized the formation of the Order of Friars Minor. Lots of good things took place after that. May I share with you about Claire of Assisi? She was noble-born. In 1210, she first heard Francis preach God's love. His message pierced her heart, and she became determined to commit her life to service of others. Not long after that, she presented herself to Francis and told him quite clearly that she must become a part of the movement he began. Remember, this took place in the early part of the 13th century. Can you imagine how impossible a request like that must have sounded back then? But Francis went to his bishop went to the Pope, and in 1212, at age 18, Claire, along with her sister Agnes and her cousin Pacifica, were granted permission to add the monastic religious order of poor ladies to the Franciscan tradition. Thus, Francis and Claire disrupted the Roman Catholic Church. The small church of San Damiano, it became the first cloister for St. Clare's order. After her death, the Order of Poor Ladies became known as the Order of Poor Clares. Well, it is initially the love of animals that drew me to Francis. It was his love for mankind that hooked me. That love is the center of Franciscan formation. The gospel that Francis and Claire lived is Jesus' commandment to love God with all your heart and to love others as you love yourself. He repeatedly encouraged others to spread the gospel and, when absolutely necessary, use words. Now, when I thought about that, and I got it, I understood, and I knew I was a Franciscan. I'm in the office, second year, in the community of Francis and Claire. We often call it the CFC. We are currently 21 brothers and sisters focused on obtaining canonical recognition within the Episcopal Church and the Anglican Church, and it's going along well. We take vows of obedience, poverty, chastity. While not required, we can choose to take the vow of celibacy. Members can marry if we so choose. We are not required to live communally in a friary, much to my wife's relief. In the community of Francis and Claire, we strive for a balance of traditional and contemporary perspectives. As Brother Richard Rohr recently wrote, there are always new vocabularies, fresh symbols, new frames and styles, but there is only one enduring spiritual insight, and everything else follows from it. Throughout their lives, Francis and Claire served the leper, the poor, the homeless, the destitute, the old and all who had none to care for them. That was the work they were called to do. Before he died, St. Francis blessed his brothers with this prayer: I have done what is mine to do. May Christ now teach you what you are to do. I pray that you and I give God's love to those who desperately need it. If we do, we will walk with the poor that Jesus describes in his Beatitudes. We will be filled with the unspeakable joy that passes understanding. We will do what Christ asks of us. It happened to Francis, it happened to Claire, and it can happen to us. It's true. Francis is more than a bird